Part 4 of Once an Eagle.
Marge, stay away from him!
The recoil of the gun must have knocked him down. He's gonna be all right, Tommy. He just banged his head. He'll be all right.
Is he all right?
He's asleep.
I thought it was locked up.
It wasn't.
Marge told me what happened. Must have been a real scare.
Scare a Damon? Why, you should have heard him talking about it, Sam. The glow that came into his eyes.
Hey. Honey, I'm sorry.
It won't work, Sam. Not anymore. The alibis are stale.
Hey, Tommy, will you listen to me?
No! We're going away, Sam. Donnie and me. My Uncle Ed, he has a place in Erie, Pennsylvania. He wrote again asking us to visit. I'm going to write him this evening.
Because this morning?
Because of a lot of things.
You knew what I was when you married me.
But I never thought you'd stay in! Sam, don't you understand? I can't live with it anymore. I can't even try. 9 years ago, maybe we had something. Maybe just a chance at something. Or maybe we were just kidding each other.
I'm not gonna let you go, Tommy. Unless you're telling me flat out that you don't love me anymore.
I'm not saying that.
Then we can work it out.
Oh, stop kidding yourself, Sam! Stop trying to kid me. This damned army is sucking the life out of both of us. Not just me, but you. What's happened to your dream, Sam? Where's the nobility of it? Show me something. Anything. Look, I'm not trying to hurt you. But I remember what you were. I know what you can be.
Yeah, well, I am what I am. A soldier. Suppose we all go.
To Erie?
Why not? I got 60 days leave coming. There's precious little going on around here. Listen, lady. I got 9 years and one little boy tied up in you. You're not going to get away that easy. Suppose you go to Erie without me. What's that going to prove? That you're happy away from the Army? Or happy away from me? Considering your opinion of this place, that doesn't give me much of a chance, does it?
All right, Sam. But no promises.
No promises for me either, Tommy.
Well, Dad, we hit Erie only 2 days behind schedule, thanks to a couple of blowouts and a clutch that finally gave up and died. Ed and Alma look wonderful. They haven't changed in 11 years, and neither has Erie. Ed insisted on putting us up at the house by the lake to give us a little privacy, he said. And it was like walking into a different world.
Oh, Genevieve, I'd give the world to live again the lovely past. The rose of youth was too.
Last Saturday was the annual company picnic, and everyone made us feel so much at home. I haven't felt this happy or relaxed in years. Even Sam got into the spirit of things, and I do believe he's starting to enjoy himself. He's even gotten a little curious about Ed's factory, about some of the trouble they've been having. Ed's picking up Sam this morning to take a look around, and oh, I don't know, Dad. I just have this feeling that maybe our lives are going to take a whole different turn.
Mr. Caldwell, sir, there's trouble down at Warehouse 2.
What kind of trouble?
Adam Brand's got a gun. He's threatening to shoot somebody.
Brand! Can you hear me? Come out! No one will harm you.
Told you it ain't gonna work, Nickerson. You want him out of there, you better get the company police to go in and drag him out or shoot him, one of the two.
All right. What happened? Where'd he get the gun?
I can tell you that, Mr. Caldwell, sir. He got it out of his locker. Nobody knew he had it. See, what happened was this morning, him and Badger here was having a little discussion over coffee. You know how those things start. All of a sudden, he had this big hog leg. I wouldn't go in there if I was you, Mr.
What I'm here for, isn't it, Price? You better wait out here.
Man with a gun's a dangerous thing, Ed. I've had a little experience in that line.
Brand? Brand, it's Ed Caldwell. Can you hear me? Come on out so I can see you.
I'm fine here, sir, where no one can shoot at me.
I'm not carrying a gun. Here. Look. You could see for yourself. We're not armed.
What about your cops? You got one of them waiting for me to blow off my head?
Nope. You got my word on that. Come on out.
They ain't gonna kill me. I swear to God! No, I'll kill them first! It's just like I told you, Mr. Caldwell. Badger and Brand here is mixing it up. Brand, I guess he didn't want to fight fair, so pulled this gun. Ain't that the way it happened, Badger?
Yes, sir.
What was the fight about?
Well, sir, it was,
I'll tell him that too, Badger. See, Badger and some of the boys was down by Brand's place last Sunday fishing. They seen these two visitors come in, old people. Turned out to be his parents.
What's the point?
His mom was a nigger.
You're saying that man is Half Negro?
Half or whole, a nigger's a nigger. Now, see, the problem is he's been passing himself off as white. Badger here called him on it.
Badger did that to him all by himself?
Yes, sir, he did. I don't approve of my men fighting. I don't mean... Yeah, well, I guess I scratched myself up a little bit trying to break him up after he pulled the gun.
Yeah, it looks like some of the other boys got scratched up, too. Just trying to break it up.
Yeah, well, as a matter of fact, they did.
And they beat him just because he was part Negro? I thought that only happened in the South.
In some ways, it's worse up here.
I understand Brand was a pretty good worker.
Yeah, one of my best men. I hate to lose him. Especially with everything going haywire now.
Ed, don't start that again.
Now, Mother, Carl's gonna lick the problem.
If you ask me, Ed, Carl is your problem.
That's so?
It kind of reminds me of a sergeant I had back at Hardee. Great big fella. Intimidating like Carl. Been bluffing his way along for years. Had everything all messed up. We had a bad time of it for a week or so. We got things straightened out.
Oh? How so?
Well, it was pretty simple stuff. We worked up this system for color coding all our shipments. Carrier, destination, contents. Made it pretty simple to segregate everything, coming in and going out.
Don't suppose you'd want to come down and show us how that worked?
Me? I was just thinking out loud.
Makes sense to me.
Well, sir, the Army's got its own special problems.
Shipping, man or man.
Ed Caldwell.
Now, Mother, I was just asking.
And that, Dad, is how your one and only son-in-law plunged into the cold and forbidding waters of private enterprise. Not that it started out that way. It just happened. You should have seen him last Monday. Like a little kid going off to school for the first time. A little nervous, and yet kind of looking forward to it. Alma was dead set against it. Afraid it would spoil our holiday. But to tell you the truth, Dad, after the first 2 or 3 days at the lake, Sam was as antsy as usual, looking for something to keep busy. And I think this experience is going to be good for him. I really think he feels challenged, as if he's got to prove something, not only about himself, but to himself.
Morning, Carl.
Oh, morning, Mr. Damon. You're up bright and early.
Start early, finish early.
Yeah. Well, there won't be much going on around here for a while. We'll be sending some stuff down from Plant 2 about 10 o'clock, but it's been awful slow.
Yeah. No, it's a real shame how this company's been losing sales and some good customers because of shipping.
Yeah, well, that's the railroad, see? Railroads fouled up, they always have been. It's a wonder to me anything gets shipped. How about a cup of coffee?
No, thanks. I noticed on some of these skids out here, you got a couple of 100 cases of number 1s and number 2s, all headed for different parts of the country.
Yeah, well, the reason for that, of course, is that I try to sort them out as best I can according to region.
Region? According to this manifest, some of that stuff's been sitting here for a week.
Is that so? I'll look into it.
Well, come on, let's take a look now. Clear out skids and see what we got.
Hold on. I know exactly what we got.
Well, I don't.
I don't know that you have to. This ain't the Army here, Mr. Damon, and I'm the shipping boss.
That you are, Carl. That's no reason we can't all pitch in, try to work things out.
I got a suggestion for you, Mr. Damon. Why don't you go back to your polo ponies and leave the running of this lot to me? Badger, that'll be Wilson. Help him unload, will you?
Let's go, guys.
That all right with you, Mr. Damon?
Like you said, Carl, you're the shipping boss.
Appreciate it. Mr. Damon. Sorry I had to tee off at you like that this morning. But you being an old Army man, I know you'll understand. I got to have the respect of my men.
Yeah, sure you do, Carl. That's why I didn't want to make an issue out of it. A couple of grown men ought to be able to get along without bullying each other around.
Well, it's my feelings exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, that still doesn't change the fact that you got everything all fouled up. That's gonna have to be changed. You can save the hard look, Carl. There's nobody around here to impress but me. And I'm not impressed.
Well, looks like I didn't make myself clear this morning.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you did. But you see, Carl, I'm in charge of your operation till you get straightened out. And you are gonna get straightened out.
Is that so?
That's so. Now, what I'd like you to do is organize that cleanup I was talking about. Get everything off the skids and we'll see what we got. Then together, you and I will work up a system that'll be a little easier.
I don't work that way.
Come 6 o'clock, you won't be working here anymore.
You gonna be the one to throw me out the gate?
Yeah, I guess I could. But what would that prove? That you're 45, fat and out of shape? Hell, I don't want to give those boys that kind of show. Neither do you.
I don't think Mr. Caldwell will let you fire me.
You want to go over my head? Go ahead. But don't bother saying goodbye on the way out the gate.
Well, Price did go to Ed, and Ed backed Sam up all the way. Exit Mr. Carl Price from the premises. A couple of days later, 3 of Price's cronies followed, leaving Sam with a good crew, but a little short-handed.
Howdy, partner. Your dad around? Mr. Brand, I'm Sam Damon. I work over at the factory.
I know who you are.
Hello. What's your name?
I don't want your job, Mr. Damon. Gonna be moving on soon.
Yeah, we need good men.
How you fixed for niggers?
Like I said, we need good men. Look, Price is gone. I fired Badger, Tolliver, and Lovato, so I'm a little short-handed.
Who's the new boss?
I am, for now, till I find a good man to replace me.
Other men may not want to work with me.
Then we'll find some who will.
I heard that before.
Not from me. Look, Mr. Brand, you want to let Price and those other boys run you out of here, that's your business. But you stay, and I'll back you up right down the line.
I'll think on it.
Mr. Caldwell asked me to give you this. It's his way of trying to make up for what happened. It's yours if you want it. If not, be on the loading platform at 7:30 tomorrow morning. Your choice.
Mr. Caldwell must feel real bad. I'll be there in the morning.
See you then.
You wouldn't believe Sam, Dad. He's got the shipping section really turned around. And for the first time in a year, the complaints have trickled to a stop. I'm not sure he's sold on civilian life, but he's giving it a real try. Still in all, he hasn't completely let go. Nothing stops him from listening to the nightly news from KDKA. And I can see the look on his face when they talk about the news from Europe or the Japanese buildup in the Pacific. I guess the best part of all is what's happening between Sam and Donnie. The way they've found more time for each other.
Grab that line, mate.
Aye, aye, sir.
Welcome home. I thought you'd sailed away to China.
High seas, ma'am. Hey, fisherman.
Look, Mom, I caught two.
They're beautiful. And how did you do, Isaac Walton?
Well, I was the instructor.
That's a lame excuse. And who's gonna clean these beauties, huh?
Why do you have to clean them? They're not dirty.
Ho, ho, ho. Put them in the sink and then hop into the tub.
Ah.
If you want your breakfast, scoot.
I knew I came back for something.
Did you have a good time?
You bet we did.
And what did you two men of the world talk about out there?
Fort Dormer, mostly. You want to know when we're going back.
What did you tell him?
Told him I didn't know.
Come on, hurry!
Sam?
It's Brand and his wife. Shot dead. Both of them. House burned to the ground.
Oh, Sam.
What do you say, fisherman?
Hi, Dad.
Honey, what is it?
The boy. Joe. He's missing.
Oh, no. Maybe he's just with a neighbor. It's not your fault.
Oh, that's easy to say, Tommy. It's not our boy out there running around. Hiding. We're scared to death. If I hadn't fired Price and those others.
Is that who did it?
Who else could it be? I just let it alone. Just let Brand leave town like he wanted to. No, I had to prove something.
Sam, don't. You did what you thought was best. What is it?
I was just remembering something somebody said to me once. About always being so sure I was right. Making other people think I was right. Even if I wasn't.
What's that? Who's in there? Ah. You that niggers boy, ain't you? What are you doing? Hiding on me, boy? What you got in your hand?
Hey, what was that?
Backfire. Must have been a big car. What's the difference? I'll buy you a drink on it anyway.
Dead as a pickled herring, Sam. One shot right through the heart. And that old hog-leg 45 sitting on his chest.
You're sure it was Brand's gun?
Yep. No proof the boy did it, though. Unless they catch up with him and he owns up to it. But my guess is he's far gone by now.
Gone where, Ed? Well, that kid can't be more than 12 years old. What's he gonna do?
It's not your bother.
Well, I'm not so sure.
Where you going?
We'll see if I can find him.
Hell, Sam, you've been looking for him for a week. Suppose he did kill Price. You think he's still gonna be around now? He'll be long gone. Use your head. Come on up to my office. Got a little something we brought in the back door from Canada. Anyway, it's time you and I talked.
You want to tell me about it?
Hmm?
Ed's offer. Alma told me you'd talked.
Yeah. Well, I guess he offered me just about everything, Tommy. Money. His house. Promotions. Maybe one day even the whole factory.
And? You turned him down?
Yeah, I turned him down.
May I ask why?
Because I just don't belong here.
But you do belong at Dormer.
That's right. could stay around here and go through the motions, I would do pretty good at it, too. Make some money. But that's just not me, Tommy. I know that now. I really know it. I'm a soldier. Not a shipping clerk. Not a banker. A soldier.
Making me the soldier's wife.
You always have been. Honey, it's not even a matter of wanting to go back.
Oh, Sam, spare me. Duty, honor, country. I know the litany by heart. Can't you admit you like it? You really like it.
Yeah, I like it.
Better, Sam. How much do you like it?
Tommy.
Come on, Sam. This is the hour of honesty. Let's hear it flat out. Do you love it, Sam? I want an answer, now.
Yes. Yes, I love it. If that makes me some kind of a fool, I can't help it.
War? Do you love war?
No.
Killing, then?
You know better than that. Oh, Tommy. Listen to me. You know what's going on out there. It's building up like 1914 all over again. And it just can't happen. Maybe if we're ready this time. I mean, really prepared. Nobody will have the guts to start it. But that's the only chance we've got, honey. Because it's coming. Unless we're strong enough to put a lid on it. That's why I want to go back. Why I have to go back. I mean, I couldn't just sit around here and watch the whole thing fall apart and not try to do something about it.
Okay. I can live with that. Don't look so puzzled, Sam. If you were going back there, half-hearted, knowing how I felt, that wouldn't say much for how you felt about me, would it? If that were the case, I couldn't go back. But you've got two loves, Sam. And there's nothing I can do about it. Short of making you choose. And I won't do that.
Tommy. When we get back, I'm gonna put in for a tour of Meade. Or the Presidio. Someplace near a big city. We'll get Donnie into a good school.
Well, we'll talk about it later.
Meanwhile, we better get packed if we're gonna get an early start.
As a matter of fact, we're sort of packed already.
Lady, I cannot figure you out.
And I hope you never learn how.
We got an hour or so. Must be something we can do.
Well, I'm open to most suggestions.
presentation is really marvelous, but I'm afraid...
Oh, Court is so full of buts and ifs and maybes. For a military man, he's terribly indecisive.
Excuse me, Mrs. Massingale. There's a phone call for you.
Me? My goodness, do excuse me. Hello? Yes, this is Mrs. Massingale. What? When? Was she all right?
Are you sure? Positive, sir. Just came by coded cablegram.
In a few weeks, I'll all be scrambling. Dennison, Vandervent, Kelvey, all of them.
Without MacArthur, they'll be out in the cold.
General Jacklin doesn't need MacArthur.
Will he go?
He needs an overseas tour as badly as I do. 2 years in the islands, and then to the War College.
Court, excuse us, please, Lieutenant.
Certainly, Mrs. Massingale. Sir, should I call General Jacklin myself, since you seem to be tied up here?
I'll speak to the General, Phil.
Certainly.
Court, it's Ginny.
What's the matter?
It was the school. She ran off a couple of days ago. She just got back. She wouldn't say where she'd been.
Great. Just great.
They're going to expel her unless we go to the school and talk to the headmistress.
Emily, for God's sake, it's 400 miles.
I know how far it is.
I can't just take off for a couple of days.
Oh, please.
Stop deluding yourself. Jenny doesn't need anybody, particularly me. She's made that clear enough.
Whose fault is that?
I'm not getting into that discussion. And I'm not leaving the city, not now. MacArthur has just announced his retirement.
Oh, has he really? Well, who cares?
I'm going to try and push through a transfer to the Philippines. That'll get me into the War College. With my time and grade, it should mean a promotion to colonel.
Would you listen to me? Our daughter is frightened and in trouble.
If we're leaving the country, it's just as well that she left that school anyway. Listen, if you have to go, go. I'll arrange for your transportation. We'll talk about it when I get back. Excuse me.
Tragedy, General Caldwell, is that our peoples, yours and mine, have such a great love for one another, yet somehow this feeling cannot be translated to our respective governments.
Well, I think, sir, that my government, rightly so, is perhaps worried about your complete abandonment of the Washington Treaty of 1922.
Times change, sir. Our conflict with the imperialist forces in China has forced a necessary build-up in our naval capabilities, it is true. But to suggest that this threatens the interest of the United States in the Pacific is not only unfair, it is incomprehensible to me. You will excuse me?
I haven't had such a feeling of brotherly love since I first read the story of Cain and Abel.
Strange. I was thinking of David and Goliath.
Yeah, us holding the slingshot.
An outmanned, outgunned, outnumbered Pacific fleet harbored in Los Angeles. Well, clear across the Pacific. Now you tell me, sir.
You know, I have the funny feeling that I'm listening to Doug MacArthur.
He and I share similar views.
Oh, is that a fact? Well, I'm surprised you didn't join him when he transferred to Manila.
Say I wasn't asked.
Neither was Sam. But that's where he ended up.
Stand up, nigger boy. You hear me? Stand up! The lieutenant said attention! Straighten up!
What's the matter with you, Brand? Don't you hear good? Huh? I ask you a question.
I hear fine, sir.
Sergeant to you! Sergeant! Sergeant to you! What's the matter, Brand? You were doing enough talking this morning. Straighten up! Maybe all of a sudden you ain't got such a big mouth, huh?
reckon you owe Sergeant Stoner an apology, Cowboy?
Oh, yes, sir. I tell the truth, sir. Never had again, sir.
Hard apple. Another hard apple. Brian, you know what I do with hard apples? I turn them into applesauce. Nice and runny and mushy. See, that's my job. Making soldiers out of crybabies. And mama's boys. Pretty fair hand at that, wouldn't you say so, Stoner? Yeah, pretty fair. Way I see it, some old boy can either be afraid of fighting or afraid of me. Now, if that old boy's more afraid of me, he's gonna fight. He's gonna fight mighty hard to stay away from me. That's the way I see my job. That's why I take it so serious.
Excuse me, sir. There's a captain outside to see the lieutenant.
Yeah? About what?
Wouldn't say, sir.
Yes, sir. You want to see me? Hello, Merrick. Oh, Damon? That you, boy? I'd be damned if it ain't. Oh, Damon. I thought you'd be long gone from this here Army stuff first chance you got, boy.
It's funny, I thought you'd be dead.
Did you? Well, seems to me that's the type of conversation we had last time we saw each other. You remember that, boy? That little town in France when you saved your good buddy Skin. I remember that. What was that old boy's name, Damon? It was Devlin. Remember that, yeah.
I'm here to see Joe Brand, Merrick.
Brand? That a fact? What do you want to see him for?
That's my business.
You ain't his CO, boy. Oh, he's a lawyer, maybe, huh?
I want to see him now, Merrick.
Yeah, that'd be just like you, Damon. Button your damn nose in where it don't belong, just like last time. Well, this is a little different, ain't it? I know you socialize with niggers. You ain't surprised. You must know him pretty well. Well, around here is what we call a quatroon. You ever heard that expression? That means partly colored. That's like being partly pregnant. He ain't black enough to be in a colored outfit, boy. But he's colored. Oh, hell yeah, he's colored all the same.
Do I see him, Lieutenant? Or do I get your butt deep fried by the Fort Commandant?
Boy. Stoner, have that nigger brought to room 2. See there, Damon? We aim to please, Captain. Yes, sir. We aim to please, boy.